and that will cause your fears to go down. And we need to pray for our nation. As far as solutions, we need to pray for our nations. If you look in 1 Timothy 2:1-4, Paul writes, "I exhort, therefore, that first of all supplications, prayers, and
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the GospelStation.com Sports and Talk. We are live on Facebook and on Live 365 with another episode of The Game Plan. Thank you so much for tuning in. This episode of The Game Plan comes at you live from Taco Bueno off of Northwest Expressway, 7104 Northwest Expressway to be exact. For Taco Bueno, call 405-721-3936. They're under new management. Mr. Germain has helped us out multiple times, providing some food for the coaches' shows. And now for the second time, and I can't believe it's only the second time, but for the second time we're going to do a sports show here, and I'm super excited for this one because we've got a lot to talk about, okay? We've got a lot between the Olympics, between the pro sports news, catchers and pitchers have reported for spring training on the baseball side, and between all the local stuff we got going on, there is way too much to talk about, I think, way too much. And thanks everybody who is tuning in on the online stream, of course. We want you to know that we appreciate your support of what we're doing here and on Facebook as well. These videos also get posted back to YouTube afterwards. So our YouTube is GSN Sports and Talk. It's where we broadcast all of the Bethany High and the local high school and athletics. We've got basketball again tomorrow, and again, we'll talk about this all later on. But just to let you know, we've got all of it on YouTube. So subscribe to the YouTube, follow the Facebook, do all that good stuff. You never want to miss a live stream. We never want you to miss a live stream, and that's the best way to make sure that doesn't happen. But more about Taco Bueno, okay? They're open Sunday through Thursday, 10 to 11, I believe it is, and Friday and Saturday, 10 to 12. They've got a brand new rewards app. I've got a little info flyer about it right now. Download the new Taco Bueno rewards app. You get a free muchacho upon sign up. They've got these little handouts here in the store. If you stop by, you can scan that QR code, and it'll take you right to the app. Free muchacho, obviously, that's one of the tacos up there. You can find it under the tacos and more section if you come in and look at their menu. A hot seller, right? A fan favorite from what I can tell. I haven't had one myself personally, but it is on the list, I think, for the next time I'm getting from Taco Bueno. And nothing speaks to the quality of food here, maybe more than the response from the coaches' shows. All the teams we have out there, guys and girls basketball, volleyball, you want the football team out there, every team we have out there loves the Taco Bueno. And since it's come under new management, it has really taken a step up here in quality. It's not like anything you've ever had before. It really lives up to the name of Bueno. But this episode of The Game Plan, we got to start off as we always do with the local stuff. Earlier today, I was able to get out and catch a junior varsity Southwestern Christian University baseball game, and I'm aware that their junior varsity softball team was playing at the same time. I believe it is baseball was playing against Wayland Baptist and softball was against the University of Science and Arts in Oklahoma, which two, obviously, Sooner Athletic Conference foes, right, two rivals on the varsity scene, but it turned into some really good JV games as well. No, just speaking me personally, I was super happy to get back out there. I still have a lot of teammates on the Southwestern Christian, both junior varsity and varsity teams. I know a lot of those guys. It was nice to get back out there. But we also caught an interview with one of the coaches, which I will play here shortly. SU's coming up on the end of the basketball season, but baseball and softball are just starting. And, again, we're going to be out there for as many as we possibly can. We actually have some more SU baseball this weekend, and whether it's up in the air, it's been moved around for weather. So it's up in the air whether or not I'll get to go out there, but it is happening. So if you're looking for some college baseball at the NAIA level, that's a good way to get your fix, if you will. But, again, they've got 6 coaches right now at the SCU team. It's down from 8 at the start of the year, I think it was. They've had a lot of coaches, and we got the outfield coach there for an interview, which we're going to play that here shortly. Outfield coach is Mr. Jake Cox. I played with him in my time in college. He's a great dude. Super happy he stuck around to coach the outfielders, and I think you'll enjoy this interview. So let's go ahead and turn it over to the interview I got earlier today, and then I'll kind of catch you up on what's been going on the SU baseball season. So stick around. This will last just under 3 minutes. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here at Eagle Field at DeLisi Park. We're here with outfield coach Jake Cox. Jake, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing good, Luke. It's good to see you.
Dude, it's good to see you out here. Okay, we're going to get into a quick interview first, but 7-2 on the start of the season. You just got back from Missouri. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, man, we went up to Missouri last weekend, and we went 2-2. we won our first game, lost our second, won our third, and lost our last game. It went pretty good overall. We're learning about this team a lot. We're playing well. We actually put up, I think, 22 runs in our third game, so sticks were hot. But yeah, we're learning about the things that we need to overcome as a team, and we need to work on. So it's good to get a few losses under your belt, I guess.
Right, that builds character, right? You learn more from the loss than the win. I saw that 22 run fest, I guess is what you would call it. What has been the biggest strength of the team so far?
The biggest strength of the team so far, I would say, would be, we lost a lot of guys last year. So actually, people are coming together pretty well. There's a bond here. I feel like all the guys like each other. So I would say chemistry is a big strength. Also, our pitching staff is very well. As long as we're throwing strikes, we are very hard to hit. But yeah, those are probably our two strengths that come to my mind.
All right, and you're the outfield coach, as I just mentioned. Tell us a little bit about the group you got out there.
Yeah, man, the outfield, we're looking pretty good this year, I would say. We've got a couple new faces. We've got returning starters like Braden Browning, who's been a 4-year starter in right field. We've got a new face in center, replacing me, Nate Anderson from Redlands. He was a Gold Glove guy in JUCO last year. He's doing great out there. And then we've got Phoenix Nelson back in left field as well. And another guy named Flo, who's playing very well. He's a great hitter. And then for the JV squad, we talk about that a little bit too.
Sure, go for it.
Our other guys, we've got a small army out there, I joked earlier about, and they're very coachable and they work really, really hard. And I'm very happy and excited for this group to see what they've got.
All right, last question I've got for you. By the way, JV's playing behind us right now. Varsity has Kansas Christian College coming to town next. Preview that matchup for us a little bit.
Yeah, so we played them actually in Missouri this past weekend, and we won that game, I think 2-0, a shutout with Mozart Duarte on the mound. So I'm excited for it. I think we will definitely overpower them like we did this weekend. But yeah, I'm excited for the match. But we're definitely a better squad than them.
All right, thank you, Jake. I'm looking forward to it. Have
Absolutely.
a good day.
Thank you.
And there you just heard that interview with outfield coach Jake Cox of Southwestern Christian University. I loved what he said about the team's greatest strength is the way they are gelling with each other, right? The bonds they're being able to build and the way they just, they go about life with each other. And that's always the best part about, organized athletics like this is the people you get to meet and take the field with. Those are people that you're never going to forget, right? That those memories stick with you for life. And it's clear that even through 9 games this season, they've already got a strong team bond. They trust each other very much, and I think that's only going to lead to more success for them later on in the year. Their next game, he mentioned it a little bit, coming up this weekend, Kansas Christian College. They saw them in Missouri when they were on that trip. They took care of business back then. Now coming back home even, that should only be another advantage towards Southwestern Christian University. So I'm right there with Coach Cox. I do believe this is going to be a weekend sweep for the SU Eagles over Kansas Christian College. It will be a long sleep, 4 games. That's going to be a long weekend, but I think they can pull it off. Baseball, not the only team that's in the news, though, but first, shout-out Mozart Duarte headlining that pitching staff real quick. You heard about his shutout win. That's pretty impressive stuff. He's always been a great arm for the Eagles, and he's back for another year. We've graduated a lot, like he said, but Mozart Duarte remains the same terror on the bump that he was even when I was there. So, but baseball is not the only team, right, that's been in the news for Southwestern Christian, and we start this with college, but we'll transition to high school a little bit later on. Softball is also off to a hot start themselves. They have a 4-0 record to begin their season, and they've got 2 NCCAA Offensive Players of the Week. Rainey Tom was the Offensive Player of the Week, and Macy Wager was the Pitcher of the Week for the SU Eagles. Tom averaged .875 with an on-base percentage of .889. Those are ridiculously high marks, 7 for 8, 5 runs, and 2 stolen bags. Yeah, that'll earn you Player of the Week honors right there. And she's a freshman, by the way. Yeah, freshman putting up a 7 for 8 weekend with an .875 average. That's pretty impressive. Now, Macy, on the other end, 12.2 innings pitched. She had an ERA just above 1 at 1.11, only allowed 3 runs through the first 4 games, right? And softball is not like baseball. They have pitchers that throw, back-to-back a lot of times, going 100+. So Yeah, Weger are allowing only 3 runs over 4 games is even more impressive than you might realize at first glance, because think about how many times through the order she is facing those batters, how many times they get a chance to see her, and how many teams she's had to play already. And 12.2 innings, 1.11 again on the ERA. She basically threw in 12 out of the 24 innings they played and averaged 1 run given up. So congratulations to both Macy Weger and Rainey Tom for their Player of the Week awards on softball. If that speaks to how they're going to go for the rest of the season, it's going to be a good year for some Eagle softball. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a good year. A team that's already coming up on the end of their season, though, is SU basketball. Both the women's and men's coming to a close. They've sat at about 8 to 9 in the Sooner Athletic Conference rankings for most of the year. They've kind of been middle of the pack, maybe on the lower end of middle to the pack. But one name that has – actually, I'll give you 2 names right here that you're going to want to remember. Mark Arthur, the legendary SU coach, inducted into the 2026 NCCAA Hall of Fame. So congratulations to Mark Arthur. Obviously, inside Pickens Springer Gymnasium, the court that both those basketball teams play on is called Mark Arthur Court. He is that big of a deal around this part of Oklahoma, this part of the world. Mark Arthur, very, very deserving of that. And he's even stepped in this year. He had given up the head coaching spot of the women's basketball team a couple of years ago, but when their current head coach, Andy Rollins, fell upon some personal things outside of the court, he stepped in. He stepped back into that head basketball role, and he has helped lead this team in what should have been a year, honestly, with everything that happened, that they could have ended up next to last in the conference. He's able to lead that team to some key wins, keep them in contention, and the women's team does still have a chance to go to playoffs. They'll be at the bottom of the bracket, which we won't skirt around that, but they do have a chance to go to postseason. And I credit a lot of that, obviously, to the talent on the floor, but a lot of that to the head coach, Mark Arthur, as well. And he's been assisted by Mr. Stephen Davis. We got to shout out Mr. Davis. Going forward, though, women's basketball will have a new head coach. It is Jakeem Wynn, alumni from Southwestern Christian University, used to be a men's basketball player for the Eagles, coming back now to head up the women's program. He brings a wealth of experience both on the floor and a vast knowledge of both college and SCU athletics to the team. Jakeem Wynn, I've talked to him before. I've known him for a long time. He's a great guy. I think this is an excellent hire for Southwestern Christian University. I think he's going to have a chance to do something special with the women's teams going forward. And I know me personally, I hope I'm there to see it, because this is a women's team, right, that just a few years ago, not that long ago at all, won the conference tournament, right? Won the conference tournament, got a bid to go to the national tournament, which not many, if any, women's basketball teams had a chance to do in recent memory. So Jakeem Wynn leading a team with that kind of talent again, I think that could mean good things are in store for SU women's basketball. When we come back after break, we're going to talk about high school, because I've got to catch you up as we get ready for basketball postseason at the high school level, with baseball and soccer also starting right around the corner. We'll recap yesterday's game at Weatherford, prepare you for Clinton and Ardmore later on this week, and then give you the bracket look at what to expect from playoffs this year. So don't go anywhere. This is the Game Plan with Luke Young on the GospelStation.com Sports and Talk. I'm live at Taco Bueno, 7104 Northwest Expressway. It's about dinner time, and the dine-in area is starting to fill up in here. So make sure you come on down to Taco Town. Look at the new box combo. They got a $6 party box combo I can see up here. You can mix and match any 4 items you want between a quesadilla, a taco, it looks like a burrito, and they've got one other thing that I just can't make out up there. But a $6 party box meal, that's going to be something you're going to want to get your hands on. Great food, great taste at a great price. And while you're at it, try a couple cheesecake chimneys for me. They have chocolate and raspberry sauce, I believe, for both of those. Those sound really good. Try those for me. We'll be back after this break, though, with the Game Plan on thegospelstation.com. This is Blake Nightingale State Farm, your local insurance agent over at 7304 Northwest Expressway. Here to tell you more about the business is Blake himself.
Hi, my name is Blake Nightingale, State Farm insurance agent located at 7304 Northwest Expressway here in Oklahoma City. I've been a State Farm agent since 2018. We've got 5 licensed staff members here, and we do everything from auto, home, life insurance, and health insurance. And we're real passionate about helping people. And we love youth sports, and we sponsor a lot of local teams here. And so, like I always tell people, like a good neighbor, whatever, we're here to help you.
Just like you heard from Blake, Blake Nightingale State Farm is here to help you protect what's important to you, because your car and home aren't just things. They're where you make your memories. Visit Blake and his friendly staff at 7304 Northwest Expressway and call them at 405-728-1313. Like a good neighbor, Blake Nightingale is there. Do it best at Evans Hardware. Since 1965, Evans Hardware has provided Midwest City with top-quality home improvement supplies and a one-of-a-kind shopping experience. At 1021 South Douglas Boulevard, Evans Hardware is family-owned and has the right products for every situation, including DIY projects, professional contracting, or quick fixes. Their satisfaction guarantee and quick turnarounds mean you'll always find what you need. So visit Evans Hardware in Midwest City or call 405-732-1898. That's 405-732-1898. Evans Hardware in Midwest City.
We are Integrity Heating, Air, and Plumbing, in business for over 40 years. We've provided top-notch service for every company and residential home in the area. Let's take a look inside and let you meet some people.
Hey, Blaine. Good morning. Here we have a part of our call center. This is Tina. That's Gabby. That's our general manager, BJ. Our office hours are from 7:30 to 7:30, Monday through Friday, and we do heating and air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical. Give us a call. We always have specials. Our number one priority is your family, constant comfort, and convenience. We offer 24-hour service.
And in order for us to do that, we fully stock everything here at our warehouse. Whether it's commercial or residential, we offer plumbing, heating and air, and electrical full services. All of our guys are licensed, we're bonded and insured.
Here at Integrity, we offer senior discounts, military discounts, and public service discounts.
You worked hard for us, so let us work hard for you.
Yeah, go Broncos.
C&J Sporting Goods at 6604 Northwest 38th Street has been serving Bethany and the Metro for over 30 years, with 3 generations ready to serve you with the best shopping experience of product knowledge and customer service anywhere, with a wide selection of guns, ammo, ear and eye protection, law enforcement equipment, hunting, camping, and survival gear. If they don't have it, they will order it for you. Veteran owned and family operated. Call 405-789-8102. C&J Sporting Goods. At the home of the Gotta Have It, you'll find Apple Tree Antique Gallery, located in the heart of downtown Bethany at 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway. Enjoy spacious shopping with up to 77 unique vendors across more than 10,000 square feet, offering everything from jewelry and clothing to one-of-a-kind treasures and so much more. Don't miss our third Friday weekend specials every month, and yes, we're open Sundays. Call us at 495-0602. Apple Tree Antique Gallery in Bethany, home of the Gotta Have It.
Tanko Mechanical, Electrical, and Plumbing is a commercial and industrial contractor. They offer end-to-end client experience that includes seamless communication, budgeting, staffing, on-site organization, and it's solid quality handiwork every time. The past projects include both new construction and repairs and restoration. Occupied and fully operational job sites are never a problem. They can also plan, manage, and build multi-phase jobs. We are a turnkey plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and mechanical contractor. Tanko Company, give them a call at 405-255-7804. Again, that's 405-255-7804. Tanko.
And we are back from break here on thegospelstation.com, Sports and Talk. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is another episode of The Game Plan, live with Luke Young at Taco Bueno, 7104 Northwest Expressway, 405-721-3936, right in the Brixton Square Shopping Center on the corner of Rockwell and Expressway. Can't miss it, and why would you want to? Because this is a great business under new management with excellent, excellent food and an excellent local reach. As I have found out getting ready for this show today, they are partnering with Palomar and the Family Place for Tacos with a Purpose. Every time you round up your orders, 1 in 3 people, hold on, let me start over here. 1 in 3 people experience domestic violence. But every time you round up your order at Taco Bueno, some of that money goes to helping those victims. They've raised over $500,000 in their first year doing this, and they're looking to make an even greater impact. Taco Bueno, again, partnering with Palomar and the Family Place, Tacos with a Purpose. If you do stop by here, make sure you round up that order and donate a little bit to those foundations. Domestic violence, not something to play around with, and anytime you have a chance to help someone who has been a victim of that sort of thing, it's never going to be the wrong answer, right, to donate, to say yes. So to see that Taco Bueno is doing this kind of thing, right, partnering with businesses and foundations like this. Palomar, I know, has been around for a long time. I believe they were originally based out of Florida, but they've been in Oklahoma for a few years now. They do great work, and Mr. Germain, the general manager here at Taco Bueno, spoke extremely highly about the work they do. So Taco Bueno is invested in this, right? They're not just putting it out there so it looks good. They're invested in this, and they want to make a difference, and you can help them make a difference. Dine in at Taco Bueno, round up that order, and help domestic violence victims in their recovery. Here on segment number 2, we're going to keep talking about our local sports. We're going to go into high school now. I'll give you a preview of some of what we've got coming up here on thegospelstation.com and a review of the games we had yesterday. First, let's start with yesterday. Both the basketball teams were in Weatherford, Oklahoma for a rivalry matchup. 2 4A ranked Titans going at it on the Eagles' home floor. The girls walked away with a 50-46 W over the number 9 and 4A ranked Weatherford Eagles. By the way, your Broncos were number 8, so it really was a Titan matchup, top 10, 8 versus 9, and our girls walked away with a win. That marks back-to-back ranked wins against opponents in a few different classes, and 3 of their last 4 have been ranked. They've gone 2-3 in those matchups. Number 8 and 3A Anadarko was dropped by 14 points. Weatherford only by 4, but it's not the point margin, it's how you get the win. And in that game, the girls played extremely well. They had some tough competition. Deja Givens, still the name that pops out to me. If you go back and watch that video on GSN Sports and Talk, she's going to be one you see a lot. You're going to hear her name a lot. She gave the Broncos a run for their money, but the Broncos tightened it up in the second half, rallied together as a team, and played some of their best basketball there to get that victory. Up next is Clinton and Ardmore, both unranked at this point in the season. Ardmore used to be number 20. They have since fallen, and what I believe is going to be the final ranking of the season, but still going to be 2 tough opponents. Clinton was rescheduled from earlier this year. Ardmore is homecoming, so you know this team is going to want to finish this season 20-3. They're going to be looking for these last 2 wins here. On the men's side, it was an unfortunate loss. The Bethany men's have fallen to 17-5 on the year. Weatherford, though, was ranked number 6. They're the defending state champions on the men's side in Class 4A, and they played like it last night. Okay, John Hickman, my color commentator, described them as a disciplined, well-coached team that was top tier in execution. They executed their game plan better than we did. And that was the reason it ended up a 15-point win for Weatherford, 46-31. Broke a long win streak that the Broncos had been on, unfortunately, but gives them some great experience with a chance to meet Weatherford in the playoffs again. The men's team faces a ranked Ardmore squad in the final game of the season. Ardmore number 16 in 4A after that Clinton game tomorrow. Again, it is still homecoming, so the Bethany men's team has a chance to finish 19-5 at max, which is still a very strong record. Don't get me wrong. Won't be good for top 10 as the rankings have been settled. The last OSSAA coaches poll was put out a while ago, right before they announced playoffs, so Bethany will stay number 11 despite the loss, but a ranked win against Ardmore wouldn't help them move up. So the playoff bracket has been squarely set. And we got a chance to look at that as well. I was watching the OSSAA bracket reveal show. Bethany is in District 5. We're hosting Aztec Charter in the first round of the playoffs. And I've got that date here for you as well. Bethany basketball plays Aztec Charter on the 21st. That's only in a little bit over a week now. It is at 6 p.m., I believe, for the women's game. Men's will be most likely directly after. Winner of that goes on to face the winner of Community Christian and John Marshall. That'll be on February 24th, also at Bethany, as we host both levels of district. And then the winner of that is when we have a chance to play Weatherford. So our side of this half of the bracket, if you will, it's split into quarters. We're in, we'll call it quarter number 3. Weatherford hosts quarter number 4. Weatherford's quarter is them, Clinton, Elk City, and Woodward, which are 4 teams we see often in our sports, and we know how good those teams can be. Not not a group really you want to mess around with. Weatherford is going to have their work cut out for them. There's no doubt about that. But like Woodward, that's a team that knocked off our women's squad earlier on in the season, right? They are arguably, and I say that very arguably, the weakest of those four. Maybe you can make the case for Clinton, but depending on how tomorrow goes, you could be surprised. Those four teams could make a run for it all. But if we say Weatherford wins out, they're going to play us, assuming both teams win their 2 games in playoffs, on February 28th in Weatherford. We'd be traveling back out back out west for the regional championship. So there'd be a little bit of time, but still a very, very high chance that Bethany meets Weatherford, Clinton, Woodward, or Elk City, with all 4 of those being repeat matchups at that point in the bracket again. So to say that Weatherford game was a pretty important one, even though the rankings don't move, is kind of an understatement. That game was paramount. These 2 teams needed to see what the other was going to bring out, what the game plan was, so they can start game planning the matchup that really matters later on in February, later on this month. Last thing I'm going to mention about high school is we've got a couple, well, obviously baseball and soccer are starting up. Baseball doesn't play just yet. Soccer, I believe, has a start against Edmond Santa Fe at home on the 19th. We'll be out there broadcasting that one. So look for soccer on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk on the 19th. And the boys soccer will have a tournament on the 21st while baseball gets ready to go. I'm trying to find their first game on here. I believe it is the 24th versus Crossings Christian. That is, of course, the same day as a potential basketball playoff date. So if that does line up that way, we'll be at basketball. But baseball does get started in a little bit under 2 weeks. Coming up later this month as well, on I believe it is the 13th or the 17th. Trying to remember which one is that. I believe it's the 17th. The 17th and 20th, Mustang High School and Carl Albert High School both play. On the 17th, we're going to be out catching the Mustang game at Edmond Memorial. And on the 20th, they play each other back in Mustang. So we'll be out there for both of those 2 games. We get to see the Mustang Broncos. And one game, we're going to get to see the Carl Albert Titans, who I believe both of those 2 teams are top 15 in the state in their classification. So it should be some good basketball on that side as well, especially looking at, I believe, close to an undefeated Carl Albert team and potentially an undefeated right now Mustang team if memory serves. So we'll get some good basketball there. Don't even worry about it. Stay tuned on the 17th and 20th for those. That about wraps up our little bit of a local segment. Again, congratulations to head coach Mark Arthur at SCU for his induction into the NCCAA Hall of Fame. And good luck to head coach Shaquem Wynn, who is now heading up the SCU basketball program, the women's basketball program. We wish Shaquem the best, and we know Coach Arthur is enjoying that nomination as he is right now. We'll be back after this break where we're going to talk a little bit of Olympics, a little bit of breaking news, and a little bit of Major League Baseball as catchers and pitchers have reported to spring training. Don't go anywhere. More from the game plan with Luke Young when we return at Taco Bueno, 7104 Northwest Expressway. Again, call 405-721-3936. Open 10 to 11 Sunday through Thursday and 10 to 12 Friday through Saturday. They've got their brand new rewards app. Stop by, ask about that fundraiser, round your ticket up, and donate a little bit to domestic violence victims. We'll be back after this.
John Campbell is your local health market agent that specializes in Medicare. Instead of talking through an 800 number, talk face-to-face with your local agent, John Campbell, to answer all your questions and find the company that best fits your needs. John Campbell Health Market serves Yukon, Bethany, and the surrounding area and will travel across the state of Oklahoma to meet with you. Call John Campbell Health Markets at 405-200-8414. Call 405-200-8414. Grandview Windows and Doors is a proud sponsor of the Bethany Broncos and a part of the community serving all of Oklahoma City area with a mission to provide our customers exceptional window and door solutions. Locally owned and operated, Grandview Windows and Doors is your window and door specialist. Drop on by our showroom to get the latest colors, styles, and special pricing just in time for the fall. Call 405-787-0230 and visit us on Facebook, Grandview Windows and Doors.
Stan's Plumbing is your locally owned, full-service, licensed, and bonded plumbing company, proudly serving the Oklahoma City Metro for over 30 years. Stan's provides all types of plumbing services like faucet and toilet repairs, sewer repair, and trenchless pipe replacement, water heater repair and installation, both tank and tankless, plus drain cleaning and jetting. All plumbers arrive with fully stocked trucks and can resolve your plumbing problems in a timely manner. Since 1988, Stan's Plumbing has held itself to a higher standard in plumbing. Call 405-721-5100 to schedule your appointment. Stan's Plumbing, Valley Service in a dirty business. 405-721-5100. When technology has you screaming at the office, call Simplify Tech Solutions at 405-981-1011. Located at 4221 North MacArthur Boulevard, Simplify Tech Solutions features IT management, business phone systems, manages Wi-Fi, and offers repair and support. Simplify your Wi-Fi before the emotional breakdown by calling Simplify Tech Solutions. Locally owned and operated at 405-981-1011. 405-981-1011. Simplify Tech Solutions.
Ship it sooner at 210 North Mustang Mall Terrace is your packaging and shipping headquarters for Mustang and the surrounding area, using all major carriers. Sign up now for your private mailbox and enjoy the benefits a post office box does not offer. Faxing, printing, copies, notary service, and passport photos. Ship It Sooner is locally owned and operated. Call 405-256-6264 or go to shipitsooner.com.
Name brands and more for less at Victory Mattress Outlet. Welcome to Victory Mattress Outlet, 7101 Northwest Expressway in Oklahoma City. Family-owned and operated Victory Mattress Outlet has options for every budget, like quality 10-inch beds to high-end luxury mattresses fit for a king. You're the winner here. Shop pillows, protectors, bedroom sets, and more. And remember, the friendly people at Victory Mattress Outlet can help deliver, assemble, and set up your mattresses and furniture. Call 405-510-6988 and never pay retail price for top brands again. Victory Mattress Outlet, 7101 Northwest Expressway, 405-510-6988. That's 405-510-6988. Victory Mattress Outlet, where your best night's sleep costs less. All right, we are back out of break here on the game plan on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. Live with segment number 3. We're at Taco Bueno, 7104 Northwest Expressway. Happy to be back out here. Only our second time getting to do the show in Taco Bueno. We need to come back out here many more times, that is for sure. Because not only is it a great place filled with great people, but they got great food as well. Interested in these coupons? They've got these little flyers that they're handing out at the counter. Taco Tuesday $1 party tacos. Offer available on Tuesdays only while supplies last. You can also use the code Tuesday online. And they've also got a late night buy one get one combo burrito deal. And that was when John Hickman heard about that, that piqued his interest. Tell you what, buy one combo burrito get two. Offer available from 8 p.m. to close. Closing time is 11 Sunday through Thursday and 12 Friday through Saturday. So you got a nice 3 to 4 hour range to come in here and use that buy one get one coupon. And again, if you're anything like John Hickman, you'll be all over that. Download the new Taco Bueno Rewards app. You get a free muchacho when you sign up. I use Rewards app pretty constantly. I'm still in my college mindset for that, so I can speak to the effectiveness, if you will, of such Rewards app. It'll be a good deal. Breaking news, Oklahoma's bringing back the spring game. It's going to be on April 18th of this year. That little Crimson versus Cream thing they do, they actually pack the house pretty consistently for those. Those are a big deal. So it's good to see that those are coming back, and I'm sure they'll be broadcasting it somewhere. I don't know exactly where yet, but save the Sooner Football Network, I'm being told. So save that date for the spring game. But speaking on OU right now, with baseball starting on the 13th, 2 days, they've got the starting rotation set. Friday versus Texas Tech, it's going to be Cameron Johnson, the left-handed pitcher. Saturday versus Oklahoma State, it's going to be L.J. Mercurius, the right-handed pitcher. And Sunday versus TCU, you've got Cord Rager, left-handed arm, getting the start. This is at the Shriners Children's College Showdown in Arlington, Texas. 3 days straight of great college baseball. Our Sooners getting their start down there. I am so excited, folks. I am so excited for this one. I'm very eager to see what this OU team is rolling out here because, as we have noted a couple of times on the shows past, they have got some absolute studs they're rolling out on the field, not just in the bullpen on the rotation, but out in the outfield as well. They've got some big infielders. I know a few people, I should say, were a little bit worried about OU after they had graduated players like Kyson Witherspoon. He's going to the pros, but it seems like they're not going to miss a beat. So let's bring it back for some Sooner baseball, baby. And, of course, OU softball has already started their season. The first rankings have come out for the USA Softball Collegiate Top 25. It sees OU at number 4, Tennessee at number 3, Texas at number 2, and Texas Tech at number 1. The back half of the top 10 is Florida, Florida State, UCLA, Nebraska, A&M, and LSU. There's your top 10 in the USA Softball Collegiate Top 25. And again, both of those playing on the same day, so you're basically going to be flipping back and forth between baseball and softball, inning to inning, trying to catch all the action. That's what we're going to have to do to make sure we don't miss a beat. Of course, that is also, as I talked about on segment number 2, I can count. As I talked about on segment number 2, that is the Bethany basketball night versus Ardmore. That's homecoming, so if those games are a little bit beforehand, I'll be keeping up with them. But if they are during that, then I guess I'm out of luck. Or maybe I'll just put my phone up next to the scores table down there and have an eye on the game anyways. I'm sure I'll be able to do play-by-play and that at the same time. It'll be all right. More breaking news here for Norman. The Norman and Stillwater mayors have introduced legislation that requires Bedlam to be played every year. It is listed under economic development reasons, I believe it is, but we all know that everybody wants OU OSU back on the schedule. Both these teams already play out-of-conference games from sometimes a little bit of a ways away. I think OU has like New Mexico on their schedule recently or coming up or something, but it's definitely possible. It's a thing these two teams could do very easily. It's just a matter of, does the legislation get passed? Do they accept for economic development reasons or not? Me personally, I know I didn't like that Bedlam was going away. I think OU, OSU, and rivalries like it are fundamental to why college sports are college sports. If you're going to remove that, it better be for a really good reason. And just OU moving to the SEC didn't feel like a good enough reason for me. So if this does get passed, and again, it passed the mayoral level unanimously. Like, there wasn't any kind of argument before they sent it to the next level up. So hopefully that gets passed and we get to see OU, OSU back in action on the football level. I know I'd be happy about that. I'd be super happy about that. One more thing I do want to mention for college, and I think I'm finally done talking about college here before we get on to the pros. When we had that interview with Tanner Reeves of Louisiana State University, I mentioned that Louisiana State at D1 and LSU Shreveport at the NAI level were some of the best in the nation. Like, they had pretty consistently been up there. And then what do you know, like a day later, LSU Shreveport gets their win streak snapped. They were on a 65-game win streak, and they lost to Central Methodist 2-1 in the opening round of NAIA baseball. Like, it didn't take any time at all before they were like, oh, no, Luke Young said something about us. We got to lose. Pack it up. We're out of here. So thanks, LSU Shreveport. Tried to build you up, and what do you go and do? By the way, their last loss was Kansas Wesleyan back in 2024. It's been that long since Shreveport had lost a baseball game. All good things have to come to an end at one point or another. I just wish they had waited until maybe a little bit longer after I had just built them up on a very high-profile interview to do it. But, what are you going to do? Speaking, one more thing. I keep thinking of one more things. Oklahoma State recently, and recently I mean last, was that 7 days ago? A week ago on the 4th, they took down BYU on the men's basketball side. BYU was ranked number 16. They lost 99-92 to Oklahoma State. And to say that Stillwater was hype is a little bit of an understatement. They got 36 points from A.J. DeBansa, and the Cougars' 22-game win streak, since we're talking about win streaks, was snapped. That was 22 games against non-ranked opponents. Hey, good job good job, Oklahoma State. That's all I got to say about that one. Good job. It's been another season where rankings haven't mattered much because those will blow up faster than anything you've ever seen. Those ranked teams are taking upsets left and right this year. And Oklahoma State was there very quickly to join in on that fun, and I respect that. I respect that for them. Let's go into this next. The Oklahoma City Thunder are being investigated for player absences stemming from their February 4th game versus the Spurs. This news broke last Monday. OKC sat out 10 players due to injury during their nationally televised game, dressing 8 players in the 8-point loss to San Antonio. I have not read the full story on this, so I don't know if it's an investigation on just, like the match fixing throwing a game or what, but it is something to note. Ever since OKC has won their title, right, won the finals, it feels like the league has shifted, and maybe it's just perception around the Thunder. I'm not really sure, but it feels like the league has shifted, and OKC has come under a little bit more of a microscope, if you will. They're under the magnifying glass a little bit more. People are really starting to break down what Oklahoma City is doing, and they're catching things like this. Now, like I said, I didn't read the full story. I'm just here to tell you the headline. You can read the full story yourself. But that was not something that you would have heard of before, I feel like. It might have still happened, but I don't think it would have reached national level news beforehand. And now we're seeing it on national level news. So we'll keep an eye out for the results of that investigation. Who knows how long it could take, but it is important to note that it is there and ongoing. And more breaking news from basketball. Ooh, and this is a fun one. So I caught some of that JV baseball, Southwestern Christian University earlier. Talking to some of the guys, I asked them about the Giannis Antetokounmpo situation. For those who missed it, get this. Giannis and Milwaukee have been wanting to separate for a little bit now. And it was reported that Milwaukee was very heavily testing the trade field for Giannis. Now, me personally, I think they were asking too much, and that's why he didn't go anywhere. But at the deadline, Giannis wasn't traded. Bettors had placed, I believe the number is over $23 million in bets on Giannis Antetokounmpo being traded away from Milwaukee. When he didn't get traded, guess who lost all that money? And guess whose pocket it went in? Giannis's. Right after that, Giannis came out as a partial owner in one of the biggest betting apps that these people were using, which opens up the question, was it an inside job? Was this not rigged, but a little bit dirty? Is this money a little bit dirty? Now, me personally, like I've said before, I think anybody that's betting on something like that deserves to lose their money, frankly. But it's called a massive conflict of interest, and I think that's the best way to put it. This isn't, and again, it was June Lee who I saw this tweet from. Giannis put out the official statement. It was after, obviously, the trade deadline broke, after all of that, coming out as a shareholder of Kalshi, which is the app they were using. This is different than the sportsbook ads, which is what they say in that tweet. This is a player directly having influence on the result of national, even global betting lines. If that is not opening the door to the most corrupt scandals you can possibly imagine in sports betting, as if we haven't had enough, I don't know what will. And Oklahoma for years now has been trying to legalize sports betting in the state. We've already had the casinos, but we're losing, they say, a lot of money to Kansas and Texas, who do have legalized sports betting. I don't know if I would want to see that pass now. And I've always not been on the side of sports betting, don't get me wrong, but this is just another high-profile case, ammunition against legalizing it. They have got to do something. The leagues have to put their foot down. I think my first thought is just outright, no player can have, I don't know what you would say, have partial ownership, have any kind of ownership of a sports betting app. I don't even know if that would fly legally, but you gotta make something happen here, because this is getting out of hand. This has, in my opinion, the potential to ruin entire leagues, at least entire teams. So we'll see. It's funny that it was Giannis to break the news, because I feel like for a lot of people he was the last person you would expect, but here we are. Pros taking advantage of your money that you're betting, irresponsibly. Who would have guessed it? Who would have guessed it? keep an eye out. Don't gamble your money. And if you do, gamble responsibly. They always say don't bet more than you're willing to lose. I say don't bet anything at all, but at least gamble responsibly because you never know when something like that is going to happen. One more segment when we come back from break. We're going to talk about Major League Baseball and also touch on a little bit more breaking news. Everything from injuries to Team USA to trades and training camp news. We've got it all when we come back. But first, we're live from Taco Bueno, 7104 Northwest Expressway. As we've said multiple times, I've got the $6 party box for you. Mix and match any four of a party quesadilla, a grilled roll-up, beef or chicken, the party taco, and the party burrito, all for $6. It's a great item to get personally or to feed a couple of different people, have those little shareables that they like to call them. So stop by Taco Bueno, talk to Jermaine and his friendly staff. They will get you hooked up with the good Mexican food. Whether you like tacos, burritos, nachos, the quesadillas like I do, the family meals, or what you want, they've got it up there. Everything from salads and platters as well. Also tried the cheesecake chimneys. They've got it in chocolate and raspberry dipping sauces as well. We'll be back after one more commercial break for the final segment of the game plan on the gospelstation.com Sports and Talk. Thanks so much for watching.
Lilygrass Flowers and Decor is rooted in rich history dating back to 1979 in the precious memory of Flowers by Roy. Alicia Rankins and staff have carried the commitment to only offer the finest, unique floral arrangements with same-day delivery locally and nationally. What you envision, we make reality at Lilygrass Flowers and Decor, 7101 Northwest Expressway. Call Lilygrass Flowers and Decor at 721-1813 and begin a new memory.
Are you looking for some hair, some virgin hair, some extensions? Well, come to Alchemy Ming Virgin Hair and Boutique. We have moved to 10709 North Rockwell Avenue, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Suite D. Come and see all the styles from your best hairstylist, your favorite hairstylist, the award-winning hairstylist of the year, Jasmine J.G. Garrett Whitson.
Stephanie's Vintique and the Plaster Paint Company is all Oklahoma made at 3821 Asbury in Bethany, featuring vintage, chalk paint, antiques, clothing, vegan soaps and lotion, homemade cards, decor, and furniture. And space is available for rent to start your own business at Stephanie's Vintique and Plaster Paint Company. Call 405-249-3604 and see why people are coming from all over the metro for this paint and decor. Or you can visit us at theplasterpaintcompany.com and also see us on Facebook. Stephanie's Vintique and Plaster Paint Company in Bethany. Start your Vintique experience.
This is Blake Nightingale State Farm, your local insurance agent over at 7304 Northwest Expressway. Here to tell you more about the business is Blake himself.
Hi, my name is Blake Nightingale, State Farm insurance agent located at 7304 Northwest Expressway here in Oklahoma City. I've been a State Farm agent since 2018. We've got 5 licensed staff members here, and we do everything from auto, home, life insurance, and health insurance. And we're real passionate about helping people. And we love youth sports, and we sponsor a lot of local teams here. And so, like I always tell people, like a good neighbor, we're here to help you.
Just like you heard from Blake, Blake Nightingale State Farm is here to help you protect what's important to you because your car and home aren't just things. They're where you make your memories. Visit Blake and his friendly staff at 7304 Northwest Expressway and call them at 405-728-1313. Like a good neighbor, Blake Nightingale is there. Nobody gives you more. We have great news for you today, folks. Toro Taxes at 5909 Northwest Expressway, Suite 249 can help with all your tax refund needs. Toro Taxes specializes in helping our community get the maximal refund possible, and their team of experienced tax professionals guarantees reliable, efficient, personalized services. Call 580-275-8933 and talk to Toro. 100% secure digital and in-person processes with services in both English and Spanish. Schedule your appointment today and let the experts handle your tax return. 5909 Northwest Expressway, Suite 249. Call 580-275-8933. Don't leave money on the table. Toro Taxes. Do it best at Evans Hardware. Since 1965, Evans Hardware has provided Midwest City with top-quality home improvement supplies and a one-of-a-kind shopping experience. At 1021 South Douglas Boulevard, Evans Hardware is family-owned and has the right products for every situation, including DIY projects, professional contracting, or quick fixes. Their satisfaction guarantee and quick turnarounds mean you'll always find what you need. So visit Evans Hardware in Midwest City. Or call 405-732-1898. That's 405-732-1898. Evans Hardware in Midwest City.
We are Integrity Heating, Air, and Plumbing, in business for over 40 years. We've provided top-notch service for every company and residential home in the area. Let's take a look inside and let you meet some people.
Hey, Blaine. Good morning. Here we have a part of our call center. This is Tina. That's Gabby. That's our general manager, BJ. Our office hours are from 7:30 to 7:30, Monday through Friday. And we do heating and air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical. Give us a call. We always have specials. Our number one priority is your family, constant comfort, and convenience. We offer 24-hour service.
And in order for us to do that, we fully stock everything here at our warehouse. Whether it's commercial or residential, we offer plumbing, heating and air, and electrical full services. All of our guys are licensed, we're bonded and insured.
Here at Integrity, we offer senior discounts, military discounts, and public service discounts.
You worked hard for us, so let us work hard for you.
Yeah, go Broncos.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the final time here on the GospelStation.com Sports and Talk. It's the Game Plan with Luke Young, live from Taco Bueno, 7104 Northwest Expressway. Call 405-721-3936. On this segment, we're talking about some Olympics, some Major League Baseball, and a little bit more breaking news. I'm actually joined on this segment by Daniel, who is sitting down for this final 15. Daniel, have you been keeping up any with the on your side here? Yeah, there you go. Have you been keeping up at all with the Olympics, the Winter Olympics this year?
I can't even keep up with the headphones. When are you talking about the Olympics? But no, I really haven't. I get so busy, and there's just some things about the Olympics I'm just not that interested in. I mean, it is fun, it's athletic, and I love people doing that. What I don't like anything in politics and in sports at all. But that's just me. So what's your thoughts on the Olympics? And by the way, I still have some stuff about OU, too. I was excited about that. So.
Okay, we'll get to it. I think I know what you're going to talk about here. But before we do, a reminder for Taco Bueno, 10 to 11 Sunday through Thursday, 10 to 12 Friday through Saturday. For the Olympics, we've had some broken records, some gold medals, and a little bit of breaking news. So Jordan Stoltz with a minute 6:28 broke the Olympic record for speed skating in the men's 1,000 meters for Team USA. So congratulations to Jordan. Speed skating is definitely one of those events that is fun to watch. I tell you what, though, every time I have tuned into that has been some pretty impressive stuff. And the technique they need for it is actually way more in-depth than you would think. You think it's just, get low, put that left hand on the ground, but no, that is pretty in-depth stuff. And USA got their first men's cross-country skiing medal in 50 years.
Wow.
Ben Ogden became the second American ever to medal in the men's cross-country sprint classic. He got a silver. Congratulations to Ben Ogden. He wore number 2. To podium at all in the Olympics is a major deal. To get the first medal in an event for your country in 50 years, 5 decades, that's an even bigger deal. That's legendary. That's groundbreaking.
That is. It's always fun because, again, you think about all the people that's on the Olympics or any sport, how hard they work. And to get to go to the Olympics, that is pretty major. And then you break a record, 50-year record, that's pretty good.
I've got one more, and this is a much younger person here, a snowboarder by the name of Ollie Martin. Competed in the men's big air event with a broken arm. He was only 17. Despite that, get this, the high school senior got 4th place for Team USA.
Very good.
A broken arm out there snowboarding and got 4th. I mean, come on, man. How is that even possible?
He was determined. I can admire people that are going for a goal and have a major thing, but they find out they can do it and they still get out there and do it. That's a champion.
Speaking, though, of someone, and this is unfortunately not quite the happy ending, speaking of someone who was determined, though, Lindsey Vonn, the alpine skier, who was skiing on a torn ACL, unfortunately did not finish her race. She crashed and was helicoptered off the course just days before the Olympics. Actually, at 41 years old, she had torn that ACL and decided that she was going to compete no matter what. And they say, though, the crash wasn't related to the ACL tear, but still, to even attempt that, like we said, one with a broken arm to finish, one with a torn ACL to even attempt the event is something inspiring. It's something inspiring.
It is.
I know for Vaughn, right, she was coming out of retirement for that, I think, as well. And the reports are that she inspired Team USA, despite that, to go on and get the gold.
Very good.
I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. You hear that kind of story and you're stunned.
Well, people, I would think, getting into the Olympics, my uneducated comment is people work so hard to get there, and to be able to make the Olympics, you've had to work hard. You've had to be successful to get into the Olympics. So, I mean, I think that's a fabulous story, because those are people that are determined. Their mind is determined. They get out and do it, and I'm always fascinated with that. I just love that. Ingenuity, is that the word? The drive.
Intensity, maybe.
There you go. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Speaking of the drive, that's a lot of drive out on Northwest Expressway and Rockwell. That's a lot of people out.
It is rush hour right about now.
It is.
I got to get on the road here soon.
I thought they were American. They're all Russian.
But
that's a Jim joke.
You've got some Oklahoma news you wanted to share in this segment, though?
Oh, it's not necessarily. It's what we've already talked about. Is the Michigan defensive coordinator coming down, and Oklahoma seems to be building so well on that. I don't know. I've always been, since I've been an Oklahoma fan way back since I was a kid, I believe they're going to win a national championship every year. But and they were doing pretty good last year. It's just that offense just wasn't quite there. But that defense seems to keep getting better. What do you think?
I'd agree with you there. For a little bit more in-depth, the coach is Lamar Morgan. He is going to be the next cornerbacks coach. He was former Michigan passing game coordinator and DB coach. He has also previously coached and served as the defensive coordinator at the University of Louisiana. And yeah, he joins a stacked roster, both on the coaching side and on the field, on that defensive end. I really am right there with you. I think OU has to be, going forward, one of the favorites to go deep in the playoffs, if not win it all.
Yeah, I'm still John Mateer. Maybe it's his thumb, but I just was hoping he would do better.
I think it was the thumb. I think that injury kind of threw him off rhythm. It doesn't take a lot, believe it or not, to get yourself off rhythm. I've done it in shows before. Just, one thing that doesn't come out right? Yeah. One word that doesn't come to mind, and suddenly the rest of it is gone. Yeah, it doesn't take a lot. And yeah, he took a pretty bad injury to the hand.
Yeah, I was hoping Michael Hawkins could have got to play against Texas, and I really like Michael Hawkins. I'm sad that he left, but hey, they've got another quarterback coming in that's just apparently fabulous, and hopefully this one works out, and that'll be good. But anyway, and then Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. I don't know what you think about this. Of course, I'd love them to play again, but I don't like the government telling them they have to play. I mean, legislation, you've got to play. I don't know. Is that wrong thinking? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't see it as the government telling them they have to play. We all know that Norman and OSU, Oklahoma and OSU both wanted to play the game. They didn't want it to go away in the first place. This feels to me more like a workaround to let them do what they wanted to do.
Good. Well, I would love to see it. Of course, being an OU fan, I want to see OU win every year like they used to all the time. But and this new coach at OSU, everything looks good for OSU right now, I think.
They got the new coach and the new quarterback from UNT, and we know what the year UNT had kind of stunned some people.
Yeah, what do you think? Well, but they didn't have the competition as you would in the Big 12. But what do you think of him? Do you think one of the OSU fan, actually be a client, he told me that ESPN is picking OSU to make it in the playoffs because of the quarterback and the people they brought over and the people they have. And, that might switch them around.
There is absolutely a world where the Pokes find their way into the playoffs. I think that is very true. I don't know how likely a world it is, but there is a world.
That's very interesting.
All right, I've got one more thing I want to talk about from down here in the South. The Dallas Cowboys are placing their franchise tag on wide receiver George Pickens. The projected cost, according to Adam Schefter, The fully guaranteed franchise tag will be roughly $28 million. They're not breaking up the core three. Pickens, Prescott, and CeeDee Lamb all sticking around for one more year at least in Dallas.
I hope CeeDee Lamb does. I really like him. And I asked you this question the other day, but I want you to think about it real strong. Dallas hasn't won a Super Bowl in 30 years. That's a long time. I started thinking, who was the coach, the last coach that won the Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys? How bad did the Dallas area treat him? They did not want him to be a coach. Barry Switzer. I mean, is it paid back for their bad attitude? I don't know. But they could have won 4 Super Bowls. Almost did, I think, if they would have beat San Francisco there. But I don't know. I just thought Barry Switzer was the last coach to win a Super Bowl at Dallas.
What it is payback for Jerry Jones meddling in the football when he shouldn't have. That's what it's payback for.
But think about it. He owned the team. Don't you think the owner should be able to do something?
No. No.
No, not at
all. But since we're talking about Super Bowls, congratulations to the Seahawks and Sam Darnold for winning the Super Bowl. Very defensive match. I believe they are one of only 2 teams in history that finished with less turnovers in the playoffs than they did in the regular season. Sam Darnold stopped seeing ghosts. He's the Ghostbuster, and you know what? I'm happy for him. The Patriots are bums and frauds. Let's go. Let's go, Seahawks.
Well, they won it, so you think who do you think will be favored for next year? Think they'll be favored, or?
Probably. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks are up there again, because I believe they're going to be bringing back Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker III next year as well. So
he was a good running back. Where did he play college at? Do you know?
Off the top of my head, I don't. I could look that up, though, real quickly. I'm pretty sure he was one of the big names, obviously.
Well, he definitely ran good. I mean, I love watching running backs. To me, the vision someone has running on the field and can make the cuts and the jitterbugs and the jumps. The jumping over a defender, I think, is one of the coolest plays for a running back or a receiver. I love that. But, yeah, go ahead.
I believe he was Wake Forest and Michigan State.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, one of the big names right there in Michigan State. But
what I like, it wasn't for Alabama or LSU or somebody like that. It was somebody like Michigan State and Wake Forest. That's good. I like that.
Well, Michigan State is a pretty big name themselves, but I get what you're saying right there.
It is.
All right, well, we are out of time here on this episode of the Game
I
Plan.
just got on.
I know. You should have got here earlier. Sorry.
Yeah. I'll keep talking. You have nothing to do tonight, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Since we've got some sports coming up and baseball's around the corner, last thing I do want to mention, the hamate, I guess that's how you say it, hamate bone injury. It's a bone in your hand. It's about right here on the palm. There are 3, or here or there, one of the two. There are 3 different players who all got this same injury at about the same time in the major leagues and are very likely going to miss opening day. Jackson Holliday, Francisco Lindor, and Corbin Carroll, all suffering the same injury pretty much back-to-back. They say it happens as a result of repeated contact of the knob against your hand, but that's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird timing for that thing to happen. So we'll keep an eye out on it. It's like the ACLs in basketball and football, and now it's the hamate bone in baseball. But, yeah, we're done with this episode of The Game Plan. We've been live from Taco Bueno, 7104 Northwest Expressway. A reminder for you to stop by Taco Bueno. Grab yourself some coupons, download the new app. Promise you won't be disappointed. Taco Tuesday, $1 party tacos on Tuesdays only. Use code Tuesday online. In the late night buy one, get one. Buy one combo burrito, you get 2. Offer available 8 p.m. to close at participating locations. You can also use code BOGO online as well. We're done here. Thanks to Jermaine and the folks at Taco Bueno. We got to get on our way. This was another good episode of The Game Plan here on the GospelStation.com Sports and Talk. Bethany High School basketball tomorrow. Don't miss it. We've got Clinton at home and then homecoming against Ardmore on Friday. But for now, have a great night. God bless. We'll see you later.